Welcome to Advanced Raynor School of Natural Therapies. We're here on the island of Oahu in Hawaii at Makaha, not far from where our school is headquartered and where I live. Today what we're going to be doing is doing an advanced massage video. So we're going to be showing people how to do diagnosis, find out where tension is and how to get rid of it. So hopefully you all have done the course and have done the basic video where we show you an actual routine. This isn't going to be a routine. This is going to be more focusing on what I would call the strategy of a massage. So where to find the tension and how to get rid of it. So making the massage suit the person. All right. So today we have Jeremy. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hey, Brandon. How's it going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for having me on board.
That's all right. No worries. Welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your time here?
It's been great.
Great.
Yeah, I've been travelling the islands, spending some different times on different islands.
Yep.
Doing some surfing and some adventure hiking and stuff like that.
Great.
And also a bit of landscaping. That's my occupation.
Fantastic. And you're from Melbourne originally?
Yeah, Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
It's a nice time to come out around the world and travel.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Jeremy, now we've had a look at your case history and that here. I notice here you've had some problems with your ribs. You had an injury or something. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it just came about from natural wear and tear, I guess. I've hurt myself about a month ago. Had some chiropractic care, and that loosened me up and gave me some movement back. But it's still tender, and I think I've got an injury that I just need some treatment.
Okay. In general, you seem to have a lot of very good health habits, which is fantastic. You don't drink, you don't smoke, vegetarian. That's great. Yeah. And you exercise pretty regularly.
Just recreationally.
Recreationally,
yeah.
and you were doing some work landscaping, so you just get a bit of general stress and tension then from your work and that sort of thing.
Pretty much, just life in general.
Yeah, life in general. Yeah, I know about that. All right, mate. Well, what we're going to do is we'll get you to lie down and we'll start some work on you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do during the treatment, Jeremy, is work on different areas. I'm going to move you from the front to the back, that sort of thing. And whenever anything hurts, there's what we call good pain in massage. And when you feel that, like, oh, that's tight, what you got to do is concentrate on your breathing and breathe right into that area. Like if you've ever done Shavasana, if you've ever done the yoga pose at the end of a yoga class, where you just basically bring your awareness into each part of your body. Here what we're going to do is get you to breathe into any part of your body where you feel the tightness, where I'm working on it feels, oh, that feels sore. You're going to breathe into it, so you're going to work with me to get rid of that tension.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
Great. Today what we're going to do is, on Jeremy, we're going to use some organic coconut oil. Coconut oil is obviously, it's a cooling oil, so it's very suited for Hawaii's climate. All right, so what I'm going to do is just put a bit of oil in my hands. So what we're looking for, first of all, is to figure out where is he tight and where are we going to start our massage mainly. So I like to warm up the person on their back first of all and feel where he's tight. So immediately one thing I can notice is all around here is very tight, all down this muscle right here. Okay, not necessarily totally easy to see, but it's definitely feeling that way. Now when of course we're diagnosing on the back, we can feel this muscle coming up the spine. We can also feel these diagonal muscles coming like that. If we find there's tension in this muscle or this muscle here coming straight up and down, then we think there's either tension in the head or tension in the feet that's traveling up and getting involved in here. When there's tension running diagonally, that will mean there's tension coming from the hands. So that's one aspect of diagnosis that immediately we want to have a look at. The other important aspect of diagnosis, and probably even more important than that, is there more tension on the front or the back? And the way to figure that out, first of all, when you're working on a person's back, one of the easiest ways is to bring your hands around the front of the shoulders like this and have a feel of the muscles in here in the chest. Usually if somebody's tight, they might wince a little bit or react, or you'll actually feel the actual tension through there. Now with Jeremy, I can see immediately I touch there and he's pulling back a little bit. So I can feel that tension in the front. So one of my first suspicions there is that I'll be releasing his tension through his front. Now with many people, you won't be able to release their tension in their back without releasing their front. You could be working for an hour of a whole massage just working on their back and they don't really loosen up at all, or not much anyway. So what I'm going to do though is just warm him up a little bit, get these muscles a bit of blood flow moving into them, and then I'm going to flip him over and get working on his front. So I'll do about 5 minutes of warm up or so. So we're going to focus on this muscle, just getting some circular movements and then some long thumb movements through there. You can see already his blood comes to his muscles pretty quick, which is fine. How's it feeling, Jeremy? Good. Pressure's okay?
It's feeling strong and
Uh-huh, good. Okay, we can even have a feel of his neck. If we feel that his neck up here is tighter than it is down here, that's often a good indication too that there's more tension coming from his head, coming down into his body, rather than coming up from his feet. So I'm definitely feeling quite a lot of tension up here in the base of his neck. Okay, so that'll give me an idea later on that he needs a fair bit of work, perhaps in these areas here, okay, and across his eyebrows and into his head. So that's a good indicator of that right here, right beside the spine and at the base of the neck. Okay, so I've done a little bit of warm up there. I'll warm his legs up and then I'll get into his front. So I'll just roll those up a little bit. Always make sure you use plenty of oil, especially for guys or people with hairy legs, so you're not going to pull their hairs. In Ayurvedic medicine, of course, they use an awful lot of oil, and that is for the reason that the oils actually go into the body and they have therapeutic properties. Okay, so we can definitely feel some tension here in his legs. We can even do a little bit of warm up here on his feet, just to get him a bit more used to it before we get into his front, because the front is a bit more vulnerable. So it's nice to warm the back up. Can you feel these spots in here, Jeremy? Yeah. Okay, so just gently click the feet. Okay, so these are all reflexology areas for the chest, and that's one area where I'm very suspicious that he's got a lot of tightness. And you can definitely feel some of these, can't you, Jeremy? Yeah. Yep. We're also looking in here in the belly areas for the reflexology belly areas, and I can definitely feel some tightness in there too. Can you feel that, Jeremy? You can notice it's a little bit uncomfortable for him, but not too bad. Okay, so as I say, we're just getting the area sort of warmed up, getting him a bit used to where he's tight, and then we'll start to get into some deeper massage in a minute. Okay, so nothing too strong at the moment. We're just sort of feeling also what's Jeremy's, breathing threshold or pain threshold, what he's used to with the depth of massage, that sort of thing. He's definitely got a few tight spots, and there's a few little bits that are obviously, he's definitely feeling them. Let's put them that way. You feeling them, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a good pain, yeah? All right, we'll have a look at this foot here. In fact, I'll get a little bit more oil. So just warming up moves, getting the blood flow happening. Definitely feeling some tension through here. You can see he feels it too. Yep. But nothing too hard at this stage. And you can feel that again. You can feel that tension that's coming up there all through here. His calves are reasonably tight. Of course, we're suspecting some tightness in his feet. You can feel that too, can't you, Jeremy? Yeah. And that's his belly areas again. You know he feels it because he lifts his foot up here. Yeah. See? Sorry. Okay. And we are seeing a little bit more sensitivity on the left side too, which is also where he's had his rib injury. And some of these areas do relate to the chest area. So you can see I'm not even pushing that hard, and he's definitely feeling it. I don't mean to speak for you or anything, Jeremy, but you know, you're feeling it, aren't you? Oh, yeah. Okay, so like I say, we're not going to go too hard to start with. Just warm him up a bit. Thanks for bringing the foot a little bit closer for there. Okay. Okay, and just some gentle feeling around of the ankle. You can feel there's some tightness there, but like I said, we just want to take it easy to start with. But what we are noticing definitely is that there's a lot more tightness on this side here, okay, which is his left side. Sorry to put my back to you, but here we go. And we can feel that in the hip here as well. Okay. But as I say, I get the feeling that it's going to be a lot better to work on his front first. We give him a bit of a warm up. Sorry, Jeremy, got a bit of sand on you there. Okay. His arms, there's definitely some tightness in there. And some tightness across here, which is probably mostly work related for him. And that's fine, we'll get rid of a bit of that as well. Okay, oh yeah, there's some tightness in here. Notice how he pulls his arm back? No, I pulled it that time, but he does feel it. You feel that, don't you, Jeremy? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get into these little spots under the arm a bit here, but as I say, most of this is just a general warm-up. Get him a bit aware of his whole body. Get him used to it a little bit more, because you know he's obviously been thinking about other things, and you know he's not even probably aware of how tight he really is. Maybe hard to see, but see how I'm sort of flicking over some quite tight areas through there, and you can definitely feel those, can't you, Jeremy, as we roll over them? Yeah. Okay, and we're also noticing we can bring the arm up like this even, and we can, you know, really feel back here. You can see where I'm flicking over that band, and it's kind of coming along like this. Okay. Okay, that's reasonably tight, and especially as we come up here and up all through here, and the side of his neck is very tight. See that almost like the compression through his neck, through here especially. Okay, that's one thing that I really notice strongly, and that'll be also a gauge of the success of this treatment, whether we can loosen that area up. The massage is really going to start when we work on the front, all right? So we'll get you to roll over, Jeremy. So Jeremy, how you feeling? So far we're just on a bit of warm up. I noticed you're feeling a few of the spots. Yeah. How's it feel? You a bit scared?
I'm a little bit apprehensive.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was going to be so painful.
Yeah. Yeah, everywhere where it hurts, remember, that's where you're tight. All right, but what we're going to do is really work with your breath. I'm not going to go over your pain threshold. I'm just going to work with you. So you just breathe into it. You'll feel it. If you feel any, you might feel some tingling. You might feel some different sensations when we're working on different areas. Just go with it. And if it hurts, it's fine, mate. Express it. All right, so where I'm going to start, I'm just going to start above the knees. Get a feel, because this is one of the most important areas to start on the front of the body. It will give us an idea of how tight he is. We can go right here. We're feeling quite a lot of tightness through there. You can notice that, can't you, Jeremy? Yeah. All right. We can have a quick look at where he's tight before we start. Right in here. As soon as I touch here, it's bouncing back at me. Okay. So a little bit sensitive in there. And as the reflexology was showing, his chest was tight. Okay. And note it, and I can see that shoulder coming up a little bit. Okay. What we're going to want is to loosen that out and get rid of all this tension through here. That again will be right here, very, very tight. How does it feel through there? Yeah, a very ticklish sort of sensation through the chest as well. Okay, so we're going to warm him up. He's a bit sensitive, you know. It's all right. We'll just take it easy. We won't go too hard on him.